It's an enormous event in television history. Now, prepare to explore the vision behind Steven Spielberg's Taken.
Guys!
What do you got, Nolan?
Lights! Blue ones! They're following the plane! They just flew up and started tailing us!
Steven Spielberg presents an epic miniseries event.
Are you the people we talked to about flying saucers?
We know where one crashed.
About the secrets we keep.
It started when I was 8.
And the secrets kept from us.
These people call themselves contactees. They claim that they were taken aboard a craft.
Taken.
The human message, are we alone in the universe, has not changed. It's a fundamental question that everybody asks themselves. Is there in fact life in the universe?
Steven Spielberg has always been fascinated by the possibility of alien life. But this great Hollywood storyteller was ready to explore the topic even further in the ultimate tale of alien abduction.
That super secret spy balloon of yours? Want to see what it crashed into?
Over the next hour, learn what it took to bring the epic vision of Taken to the screen. From crafting a script for the 20-hour drama.
It's a love story. There's some extremely dastardly deeds along the way.
To recreating 5 decades of history, down to the last detail.
The B-17, yeah, they flew one in. There was a real one.
To special effects that rival any Hollywood blockbuster.
My goal is to revolutionize not only the way the aliens look, but the way they move.
This is how Taken came to be, and why this science fiction story might not be fiction. For years, the idea for Taken was being developed, an alternative view of history, one that tries to explain what life would be like if aliens had crashed at Roswell in the 40s. Sometimes chilling, sometimes optimistic, Taken brings decades of reports, rumors, and UFO sightings to life, and makes you stop and think, is there anyone out there?
I do believe there are other planets out there somewhere that have some sort of life.
It's so big and so vast that, yeah, it'd be a shame if there's no other beings out there, and I do believe there is.
I'm kind of more from the show me state. I need that alien prod up my backside.
But the answer to one of life's biggest questions wouldn't be found on the silver screen.
I thought that I couldn't acquit this genre in a 2-hour or 2-hour and 15-minute long movie, that we would all need a lot more patience and a lot more time to really do the history of alien abductions.
And when it came to developing the project, Steven Spielberg turned to DreamWorks, the Hollywood studio he helped create. DreamWorks SKG television executive Daryl Frank was given the responsibility of taking Taken from script to screen.
Steven felt like there was still more story to be told on the alien abduction experience and how it affects people, and he felt like television was a format that he could tell the full story over multiple episodes in a limited series.
DreamWorks found an enthusiastic and willing partner in the Sci-Fi Channel.
Sci-Fi is offering us a tremendous forum, the same way HBO offered Tom Hanks and I a great forum to do 11 hours of quality television, Band of Brothers. And now we have a chance to tell a great fictitious story.
Sound speed.
Here we go.
Yeah.
And action.
As the project moved forward, the issue of how to treat popular alien mythology had to be addressed. From the rumored crash at Roswell, to crop circles, to the countless reports from those who claimed to have been abducted.
Steven wanted to stay true to the UFO mythology and to the lore, and everything from the scoop marks to the way the grays look, to the way the shapes look. If you speak to 100 people who claim that they have been abducted, they all basically give the same story, and he felt it was important not to change the lore, but to stay with it and come up with new revelations upon it.
You're talking about the tumors.
They are not tumors. They are something that they put in our heads.
Possibly.
In order to breathe new life into these popular accounts, DreamWorks would need to assemble a seasoned producing team. They first turned to co-executive producer Steve Beers. As a veteran of James Cameron's TV series Dark Angel, he had experience in bringing science fiction to life. His primary responsibility was to oversee the entire production on location.
I wanted to be involved with it the first time I heard about it.
You're hot! Action!
That was pretty good. Yeah. Looked really good, no one was hurt. I love the idea of going back through, the history of the United States, playing with the myths, or mythology, I should say, of alien abductions, tying some of that into, what was going on in our history at various times.
Steve Beers would be teamed up with Emmy Award-winning producer Richard Hughes. It was his responsibility to make sure shooting would go off without a hitch.
To me, I've come out of making movies, making television, and a big 20-hour TV project was just a huge challenge. And basically, we took the premise, what if all this mythology was true? And we've treated it as if it were true, with great authenticity and great belief. And that's where our story takes off.
This debris was recovered in a field near Roswell, New Mexico. None of this debris is from outer space.
But before a single frame of film could be shot, someone had to write a script. And this wouldn't be any ordinary script.
I'm Les Boheme. My role in Taken. I wrote the show, I wrote the whole story. It wound up being a 20-hour story.
Les Boheme had written a number of feature films, including Dante's Peak. Initially, Les was brought on to write only the first 3 episodes, but all that soon changed. DreamWorks liked what they read so much, they decided to have Les write the whole series.
It's quite remarkable what Les Boheme has done here. I mean, to write 1 2-hour movie is difficult for some. He wrote 10, and for us, that was the only way to do it. We wanted to have one voice, one vision, one person's point of view. We weren't sure he'd be able to pull it off, but I'm not going to say he surprised us, but he impressed us by his speed and his quality in his writing.
I never thought of it as, oh my God, I'm writing 10 movies. If I thought of it that way, I would have frozen. I saw it as a novel. It's one big story, and from the moment I knew what that story was, I wanted to tell the whole thing, and it's just the opportunity to tell it on such a big scale and to get to actually explore the characters in that much depth and do all that it wasn't daunting at all. It was exciting.
Action!
DreamWorks and Sci-Fi Channel were off and running on their ambitious story of UFO mythology, but the project quickly became bigger than anyone had expected. DreamWorks had handpicked a writer to script the story of Taken. Now, the challenge facing Les Boheme was to jam-pack 50 years of UFO mythology into a screenplay that would keep television viewers